Well, they are back with a brand new album. It comes out in April. Let the Bad Times Roll. Very happy to welcome the Offspring, Dexter and Noodles. How are you?
Doing great,
thank
Becco.
you.
How's it going, Becco?
We're doing okay. We're doing okay. It's almost like this album is coming to save 2021, off to a rocky start, but this is going to be...
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah. If we can just pull the whole world back from the edge a little bit, we'll be happy.
I mean, it's been the longest wait for an Offspring album, but I guess it's appropriate, being your 10th album, waiting for the right moment to get it out there.
Yeah, part of it was just, we've been working a lot, traveling a lot, and then recording a lot. Dexter went back to school and got his PhD.
I did.
We're very proud of him for that.
Thank you.
And then we probably, we were close to the record being done when the pandemic hit. We had plans to put it out, and we didn't want to put it out when we couldn't tour. So we decided to, just kind of take another look at the record, tighten it up a little bit, and we just couldn't wait anymore. I know we're still, in the middle, or hopefully at the tail end of this, towards the end of this pandemic, but we just didn't want to make the fans wait anymore. We wanted the fans to be able to hear this stuff.
And a lot of recordings have been done over the course of, what are you saying, over the last 9 years, pretty much. So it's just been a bit here and a bit there, and finally you got an album.
I mean, sort of. I think there's a few songs that have been around for a few years, but I'd say the majority of the stuff has been in the last couple of years.
And the title track is the first taste of it, Let the Bad Times Roll. I got to ask you, are you a Cars fan? Is that what it's from?
Well, yes, we are big fans of the Cars, but I think the saying "Let the Bad Times Roll" just kind of fits our times. It just seems apropos, right? I mean, it's been a rough couple years, and unfortunately, we're not out of the woods yet.
Oh, it's totally appropriate. I mean, I know you sort of wrote and recorded sort of just before COVID, but it feels like it could have been written and recorded yesterday. It was just so appropriate.
Well, that's the thing, is, I mean, it's kind of still going on. I mean, we're always, we try to remain hopeful as a band in all our music and stuff. So, hopefully things are on the horizon to get better. But, we're still fighting some tough times.
Yeah.
We're trying to make a record that was, I don't know, something that we just felt good about making, not really trying to go one direction or another. And it ended up being something that I feel is really an aggressive record for us. I mean, I put it back there with Americana, kind of.
Yeah, and the first single, it's got obviously, we expect a bit of sense of humor from the Offspring, but there's a bit of a Police influence in there. It's a bit poppy, but just really catchy. And I don't know how you guys be catchy as that in all your songs, and that's the reason why we always get so excited for a new Offspring release.
Thank you very much. I think that we're taking kind of a serious subject, but still, when the chorus comes around, it's still very tongue in cheek. I think at the end of the day, you do have to roll with it. You got to roll with the tough times.
So it's been 9 years. Tell us about the PhD, Dexter. I mean that's exciting. That's not a rock and roll thing you expect,
Thank you. Well, in the next 45 minutes, I'll tell you all about what it means. I was a grad student when the band broke, and so I decided to drop my studies and pursue the band, but I always wanted to go back. And so I finally decided now was the time, and I went back, and I thought it would only take a year, but it took more like 5 years. And that's part of why it took so long for us to finish the record. But my degree it's a doctorate in molecular biology, and I'm doing it was HIV research, and I'm really glad that I did it.
And Noodles, any sort of kids science projects you've been doing as well, or
I was trying to find out the effects of a grip of vodka on the human liver, with weekly intake.
Right. Yeah. Fascinating subject.
Yeah. Daily, weekly intake.
Yeah. It takes a lot of lab work, a lot of experimentation.
Yeah.
Just lighting your own farts. I mean, there's some
science. Oh, it's the blue flame. Yeah. You know what? When you drink enough vodka, you can't see the flame.
That's exactly right. It's the purest of pure.
Yeah.
But so with COVID, a lot of people have been sort of having a bit of time to, discover new things and spend time with the family. Has it been boring, or has it been actually a nice sort of time?
My wife and kid are so sick of me. They're so ready for me to go on tour again right now. Uh,
Yeah, it's been different for sure. I mean, I've enjoyed having the extra time at home, but I think we're definitely getting itchy to get out there and play shows for people.
Oh, you got a new bass player as well. So how's Todd going so far?
great. I mean, he's been a part of the band for 10 years or more.
Right. Yeah.
He was playing rhythm guitar and singing backing vocals and stuff for us. And so having him jump up on bass was a kind of a no-brainer. And he's just such a fun guy to play with. He's a big kid. Everything excites him. And he's a great musician. So yeah, it's been fun playing with him.
It's very natural.
I mean, everyone has drummer jokes and also bass player jokes as well. But if he's been part of the band for the last 10 years, he's well and truly in the club, so there's no initiations to have. I'm
Oh
assuming.
no, there's still you still got to heckle him for sure. Yeah,
Right.
So I guess we're now just hoping we can lock in a tour for you guys, because it's kind of weird to put an album out. But this is the first time it's really happened for a lot of bands where they're putting an album out and they're not able to go and do promo for it. The Zoom chat is actually quite a convenient way of doing it for everyone.
Yeah, it is. But I wouldn't want to keep doing this. I mean, eventually we want to come to Australia and come down to visit you in the studio. We miss that, and you can't. There's no way to fake a live concert. You can do live streaming. You can do things that are fun and different and unique, but it still pales in comparison to an actual live concert. Where you're there and you're feeling the bass hit you in the chest. And
the personal connection. I mean, it's real.
Absolutely, yeah. The things we say, when we're pointing people out in the audience and talking to them one-on-one, there's no way to duplicate that over Zoom or through streaming. So we're looking forward to getting back live, but until then, you got to do what you can to make things work and not go crazy. Just try to be creative. And it is great getting to do things with our fans instantly, over Instagram Live or whatever, on Twitter, Facebook, things like that.
Yeah, it's made a lot of people closer to their fans, that's for sure, and it's so accessible now. But one thing's for sure, the break in touring is going to make everyone really hungry to go and see some live bands. And I mean, the fact that you guys sold out so many shows here before COVID struck, it means that by the time you come back, you're going to be playing bigger venues, I reckon, by then. I think that's for sure.
Well,
we can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things come back. Will it be smaller venues with fewer people and then slowly build up, big venues with everybody spaced out in their own little circle? I mean, I've seen some of these things where people are glassed off from each other. Whatever it takes, let's experiment. Let's get it back to playing live music. I'm open to try anything. Eventually we'll get back to normal, but what is it going to take to get us there? That'll be interesting to see.
14 days in a hotel probably, but we'll try and avoid that if we can.
Yeah, all right.
That's what's going on right now. We hear that bands are actually trying to make that work, and
really,
we'll do what it takes.
Yeah.
Some are sort of staying in resorts, but still doing the 14-day thing. So whatever keeps everyone happy and the crew's happy as well. Because it's not just you guys; it's the roadies who have to come along with you. And
yeah, right.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So we're talking about Silverchair before, and I wanted to go back to sort of Aussie bands. And who do you remember when you came over here that you sort of never heard of, but you discovered them and you were actually really, really impressed? Was it people like, so Silverchair? Was it Living End? You might have toured with Living End possibly, or was it the older school ones like Midnight Oil?
I always loved Midnight Oil long before we ever got to play Australia.
Sure.
Yeah.
And of course, Silverchair and Living End.
Yeah.
I remember Frenzal Rhomb.
Frenzal Rhomb was a great band. Yeah.
Yes.
Remember the guy from Frenzal Rhomb stole when we're doing Big Day Out, he stole from the airplane the life vest, and he's on stage and he pulls the thing on stage and it inflates and it starts choking him and he can't sing, and he's trying to get people to cut this life vest off him, and the guitar player's just laughing at him, wondering what the hell he's doing. They don't realize he's dying because he can't breathe.
That'll teach him.
Yeah, that'll definitely teach. That's bloody brilliant. And look, what Midnight Oil are actually back. We saw them just last night. They're back on tour. So some of those old bands just keep going and going and going. And
right on. That's great.
Well,
Great
look,
that you're having shows over there.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. It was a capacity show, seated, but still capacity. So I'm sitting next to people around me, and I'm thinking, God, it's been a while. You know, it was actually really nice.
Wow.
Jealous.
So yeah, and hopefully we can sort of make it happen for you guys too. So the album, April 16, it's out. Let the bad times roll, and such a pleasure to hang out with Dexter and Noodles from the Offspring. The single's bloody brilliant. Can't wait to hear the rest of the album.
Thank you very much. We're looking forward to getting it out there.